Hello, everyone.
First open back in 19. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And an alley to run. And they're able to return this one all the way up to the 45. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They're led out by a man raised in Alabama, went to Florida State. It's their quarterback, Jameis Winston.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And a first carry here for Charles Sims. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. Here's the offense, and highlighted as a guy who gave himself his own nickname, the Dugginator.
Brandon, you really can't nickname yourself, but if he keeps running at this level, they'll have plenty of good nicknames to choose from.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra you know, that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment, defense.
A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get off on the snap, jump too quickly.
Fresh set of downs here. They'll run it again with Sims. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And here now, New Orleans defensive unit.
When you're drafted 12th overall, people expect big things out of you, and Sheldon Rankins can provide that. Big, strong, physical player, has excellent quickness, and is really good with his hands, keeping blockers off of him and allowing him to get upfield and into opposing backfields.
So second and medium, 2nd and 5 now. The play fake to Sims. Now Winston. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Alex Anzalone coming hard from that linebacker spot. He drops him for a loss of 11. And, partner, it's safe to say that the secondary really contributed to that sack.
Yeah, nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They covered everything. Nowhere to go with the football. But my question is, why didn't he throw it away?
Winston needing a big play after the sack as he leads the Bucs up on 3rd and long. From the gun, Winston. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they'll be let out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback. Now Daniel on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
10 yards still left on second down. To throw again. Daniel. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Quan Alexander. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack, although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning wherever your tackles operate normally, get outside of that, and the ball that you throw has to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you face an intentional grounding call.
3rd and long, it's Daniel. He finds Coleman. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. The first carry now for Joey Josefa. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. And a quick look at the Buccaneer defensive starters.
When Gerald McCoy entered the NFL, he was part of a huge debate around the league. Gerald McCoy or Ndamukong Suh? Who would be the better defensive tackle? They both had more than their share of moments. And what's made Gerald McCoy a perennial Pro Bowl player? His ability to play just about anywhere on the defensive line, but especially to work over the centers and guards in order to create havoc in the pocket.
Throwing on 2nd down, Daniel. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. That's a matchup maybe they go back to their outer third of the field as this game continues.
Yeah, I think back to my high school coach, John Ford, used to say when we got big plays early in a game or good plays, he'd always say, foul it away, lad, foul it away, because he'd want to come back to it later in a key situation. They may come back to this one a little more often than that.
Didn't he say laddie or did he say lad?
Yeah, it just depended on what he was feeling at the moment.
Okay, I thought that was the guy you told me about that used to say laddie a lot.
Laddie, when you heard laddie, he was usually in a pretty good mood. Lad,
On 1st and 10, Daniel. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. And on 2nd and 10 now. Throwing again. Daniel. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it 3rd down. Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. From the gun, here's Daniel. And this is going to be incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Adam Humphries deep for Tampa Bay. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. With the Bucs offense making their way back out on the field, let's take a look at the playoff picture, Charles, coming into the weekend in the NFC. The partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
Jameis to throw it. Looking left sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Chris Godwin that time, and it's 3rd and short. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion. On 3rd down, that's Sims. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Again, they run with Sims. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
2nd down, Winston. And he fires one that's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. And, you know, their previous possession, they were able to move the football, but still wound up punting in the end.
You know, in 2016, Carolina had a 20-play drive that lasted over 10 minutes. And remember how it ended?
In a punch.
Yeah, I mean, how does that happen? You just don't see that happen every day.
This one maybe not quite that bad, but still, you'd like to have a chance for points if you hold the football that long.
Agreed.
And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Shotgun snap for Daniel. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. the offense lining up 1st and 10. Here's Joey Josefa. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well, because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in the offensive line and keep that guy in the middle clean so he can run to the football and make a tackle. In this case, he introduced himself and said, "Hello, my name is Mike."
And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. He's able to call his own number for 8 that time, but it leaves him with a 3rd down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a 1st down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Out of the gun, Daniel. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. So an even 1st quarter on the scoreboard, but the threat of points on the horizon. 0-0 our score. We'll head back to New Orleans after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down. They'll try the air now with Daniel. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
Position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field, but now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed, way harder to cover than before.
And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This will be fielded at the 8. Then he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Saints defense ready to set up shop again here. And a big reason they've got the lead here in the 1st half. Some of these hits we're going to see here.
Almost like they're a group of superheroes, right? Something out of a comic book. Boom, pow, biff. They are really playing well and making things happen on their side of the ball.
Taking me back to my childhood a bit.
There you go. You had a collection, didn't you?
I did. Handoff to start the drive to Sims. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to have a third down. That's a microcosm of how it's gone for their rushing game so far this year. 29th in the league on the ground.
Yeah, it's a great illustration of what we're seeing because these problems go back to the offensive line. You can't give guys free access to your backfield. Can't let these free runners come and get them because free runners turn into free hitters.
Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And not his best effort there, as this one's going to be spotted down just outside of the 40-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They go play action here on first down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be a second down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call a position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
Second down, here's Daniel. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. The Saints put up 29 points a game last year, second only to the Falcons, and they're in range to get some points on this drive as well. 1st and 10. Here we go now. From the gun, Daniel. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Here's Daniel now on second down. Open space inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one good for 17 yards. And now they've got it 1st and goal. Play fake here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Looking to throw on second down. Daniel. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A nice job to get 11 out of that pass play, but now they face a 3rd and goal. The offense on 3rd down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Operating from the gun, Daniel. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Now Lutz for the field goal try. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. And that is off target to the right. Never had a chance, not even close. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
The Bucs on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's Brian Anger now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Yeah, yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sideline. So it sails out of bounds close to midfield, and they'll say actually right at midfield. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They run the counter now on 1st down. And he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Okay, let's face it. Most of the offensive linemen in today's NFL, they're going to weigh over 300 pounds. But that doesn't mean they don't have agility. And the way that they can get out in front of a runner and create a space, sometimes it looks like they're going in one direction, and the runner uses his eyes to take him in another direction because it's been blocked so well. Love those misdirection or counter plays, and this one worked really well for a nice piece of yardage.
A first down throw for Daniel. And this one's incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. And it's second down. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
So that one will be accepted.
Still second down.
To throw on second down, Daniel. And that'll be incomplete. The Saints on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Here we go now.
From the gun, Daniel. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
He has just not had his focus in this game. It's not one drop. It's not 2. That's 3 for this contest.
Yeah, uncharacteristic for any NFL receiver, and he's no exception. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. So out come the Bucs now. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
And the drive begins here with Sims. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop the jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Now Sims. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23. The Saints with an extra defensive back here on third on the field.
Could they blitz?
Now Winston. And that is incomplete. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this ball is going to be touched down just shy of midfield. Down, it's Daniel. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Larry Ridley will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Looking to throw on second down. Daniel. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Call it a pickup of 7. And just like that, it's third down. The Saints on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Operating from the gun. Daniel. And he's got Snead. Touchdown, New Orleans. Willie Snead. His second touchdown on the season. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead.
Now that touchdown won't allow you to totally relax, but you can breathe a little easier now. Just increased their lead.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This will be taken very short. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with him punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
The intended target was Chris Godwin. That'll bring up second down. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Working out of the gun, Winston. He's going to loft one deep left side into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. After the interception, here's Daniel. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
On 2nd and 10, Daniel. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Gerald McCoy in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. And for the defense, their 3rd sack of the game.
That number tells you that they're starting to put it together with their defensive game plan. They're starting to feel pretty good about what the offense is doing, bringing the pressure at the right time, and putting the quarterback on the ground.
And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this one will be down by a member of the kicking team at about the 40-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Charles Sims, the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. Throwing, Winston. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Jameis now on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side. And Jameis intercepted a third time. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And a return will stop right around the 25. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando, where we'll check in with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Larry?
So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Buccaneers have it on 2nd and 5. Defense will win the battle and get the sack. This ends up as a huge loss in yardage. Bucs have it on 2nd and 5. Here the defense will come up with the pick. Klein's in position, and he's the one who comes away with the ball. Offense out now following the interception. Completion will be made here to a wide-open man. He caps off the 8-play drive with a touchdown. Saints up by a touchdown. Saints come out on 3rd and 4. Snead's found on the quick pass, and he'll take this all the way for a touchdown as they take a 13-0 lead.
All right, Larry, these two teams back out there as we get set and ready for this second half. This will be taken about the 12. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35, but make it the 40-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Back to the air. Daniel on second down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
They'll run here with Sims. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get him much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves him with third and long, which means you've got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
And this is going to be incomplete.
But, partner, anytime someone tells me their fundamentals are leaving the game, I'm going to show them this play because they couldn't get to the passer. So what do you have to do? Get your hands up in the passing lane, and they batted it away on a third down attempt.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, but it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill out the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The Bucs on third down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6. Winston. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
And that's the second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. So the punt rolls out of bounds, and they'll have pretty good field position here up near the 40-yard line. They're on to the second half now down in Miami. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
Let's go. Green, 39.
On first down, Daniel. And an alley to run. Finding some room at midfield. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A very solid gain of 27. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Here we go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, New Orleans. Joey Iosefa with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Saints add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
So they're going to go for 2. From the gun, Daniel. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. With the Bucs offense making their way back out on the field, let's take a look at the playoff picture, Charles, coming into the weekend in the NFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure.
I've yet to meet a wide receiver who likes to block more than catching the football. But the best ones understand that that's how they'll actually get more passes thrown to them if they help in the run game. And anytime you get a run of that yardage, that means the wide receivers did help. They get down to what a lot of people call the second.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Past the 20. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Charles Sims. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs are able to cut into that deficit. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Green, 39.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I love when a play results in a game that I can actually kind of fall back on one of my favorite adages, and that is anytime there's a run over 10 yards, it means that the offensive line did its job, but you know who else did? The wide receivers. Because the first 7 yards kind of belong to the offensive line and the running back. Anything after that means the wide receivers did a great job of blocking downfield, being willing to mix it up, and give them some more space to gain additional yardage.
All right, here we go. Blue line it. Blue line.
Now Daniel on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. All right, here we go.
A handoff as they run the counter play. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
So when you call a corner blitz, what a lot of teams call a cat blitz, you're expected to come after the quarterback, but in this case, he ran into the ball carrier. Really nice technique, because what you do is you come deep as the deepest offensive player, so he can't get outside of you.
The Saints on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw, Daniel. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line. And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. On the ground, the drive starts with Sims. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Sims. And he's got some space here. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup. And guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
And that is incomplete. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the one touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
All right, here we go. Blue, line it. Blue.
Daniel on first down. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Noah Spence in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Checking things elsewhere. Third quarter now from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this across midfield to the 48. It's a 7-yard gain that gets him back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. The Saints on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Daniel. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Back to throw. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. Well, not only did they try to fake it, they put the ball in the arm of their punter, and it didn't work out.
Not the quarterback.
No.
The punter.
Yeah. Risky.
And it's so funny because when it works, genius. When it doesn't work, not so smart.
Not so genius.
In this case, not so genius, but I do admire that he went for it.
Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
2nd down following the incompletion. From the gun, Winston. Over the middle, complete. That's Curry. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measure.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position. Because anyone can go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
Third and long for Winston. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. That'll go for only 17 yards on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it.
Let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
On first and 10, Daniel got his man complete over the middle. That's Carr. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a handoff looking right. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another first down. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. I think this defense tired of seeing him run the football, and this D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well.
And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation I had with Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. He told me that he asked his running backs each week for their favorite runs. Give me your 3 top runs. And right now, you're seeing a guy that's probably using his top runs to great advantage in this game.
He is in a zone. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. So the solid run on first, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that second down play.
No, it's all in your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down. And he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your friend.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Daniel. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
To throw, Winston. And he will find his man on the outside. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
On 1st and 10, Winston. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. The intended receiver that time, Adam Humphries. And now it's 2nd down.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
And that'll be incomplete. The Bucs on 3rd down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. To the air again with Winston. And that's incomplete. They're going to try for it on 4th. Winston stays out there. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off around the 41.
We always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Carr. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Time running out here on the play clock. 3rd and 2, Daniel. Caught right side and Snead. And he's brought down, but following a pretty juke move that gives him the first down. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Checking the NFL scoreboard there in the fourth now in Minneapolis. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they can hold on, the win would be number 8 for them on the campaign. Play clock winding down.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. So what will they do? On the ground, through the air? Let's see. 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And despite the fancy footwork we saw, they'll get to him just inside the 15. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And this is not even going to get there. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, it's still a good-sized lead, so they haven't necessarily needed him, but this is now 2 missed field goals for him in this game so far.
Yeah, and the question now is, will he be prepared when they do need him? Whether that's later in this game or sometime down the line, having a kicker you can count on is definitely imperative.
Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Now Jameis trying to hurry his crew to the line. 2nd down, Winston. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. And I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
The Bucs on 3rd down. Not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This is 3rd and 16. Jameis to throw it. Throw left side complete. It's Curry. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A good pickup there of 22. A 1st down throw for Winston. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. A 2nd down throw for Winston. And he's taken down here by the Saints. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And this one is incomplete.
Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it would appear that the Saints are going to win this football game. Down 2 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play to dial up that they could get it, and it didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play, and they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
The Saints in victory formation now as they'll take the knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home.